I never imagined that I would find a mystery in the secluded areas of an art gallery, but life has a funny way of surprising you in situations that you least expect. I made the decision to seek refuge in the warmth of the local galleries, and it was a rainy afternoon when I made that decision. As I made my way down the corridors, I happened to see an artwork that was hidden away in a nook with a low level of illumination. Unlike anything else I had ever seen before, the painting was completely unique. An expansive landscape was represented, complete with undulating hills and a solitary individual that was perched on the edge of a cliff and looking off into the distance. On the other hand, it was not the subject matter that drew my interest, rather it was the air of mystery that seemed to flow from the canvas. Having been captivated by the mysterious beauty of the picture, I approached it. As I looked at it more closely, I found something strange buried within the brushstrokes. It was a faint trace of what appeared to be a hidden gateway, and it was barely visible behind the layers of paint. I made the decision to investigate the mystery of the painting further since I was intrigued by it. My ignorance prevented me from realizing that this choice would take me down a rabbit hole filled with mysteries and enigmas. I went to the gallery's curator, a scholar by the name of Dr. Jonathan Reed, in the hopes that he would be able to provide some insight into the process by which the artwork was created. Upon entering his office, Dr. Reed greeted me with a warm welcome, and as I presented him with the picture, a sudden flash of recognition appeared in his eyes. His voice was tinted with a mixture of amazement and dread as he introduced the painting. That painting, he murmured, it is commonly referred to as the gateway according to urban legend. It is the key that unlocks the door to a hidden realm, a world that is beyond our own. I urged him for additional details since I was intrigued by what he had said. Dr. Reed appeared to be considering whether or not to reveal the truths that he was keeping to himself. On the other hand, he eventually gave in and started telling the story of the gateway. Apparently, the picture was produced by a reclusive artist by the name of Elias Blackwood, who had inexplicably disappeared not long after the painting was finished. Dr. Reed claims that this artist had disappeared. Blackwood's fixation with the occult and his quest to discover the mysteries of the universe were the subject of rumors that circulated over the internet. It is said that Blackwood believed the painting to be a portal. Dr. Reed said, hardly raising his voice above a whisper by the time he finished his sentence. A gateway to another world, a world of untold wonders and dangers. It was impossible for me to avoid experiencing a chill down my spine as he continued to speak. It appeared as though the concept of a hidden realm that was concealed beyond the boundaries of the artwork was far too imaginative to be realistic. Nevertheless, there was a portion of me that was unable to shake the notion that there was more to the gateway than there appeared to be at first glance. With the intention of solving the riddle of the gateway, I set out on a trip to discover the truth about the painting and the person who was responsible for it. During the course of my search for clues, I spent a considerable amount of time wandering through libraries and archives, examining old manuscripts and dusty books. On the other hand, the more I investigated Blackwood's history, the more elusive he appeared to be. It was as if he had disappeared from the face of the earth, leaving behind nothing but rumors and half-trusted statements. My frustration stemmed from the fact that I had not made any progress, so I went back to the gallery in the hopes that a more in-depth investigation of the painting itself would provide some answers. During the time that I was standing in front of the gateway, I discovered that I was suddenly drawn to the concealed entrance that was concealed within its depths. As I stretched out with shaky fingertips, I traced the outline of the doorway, half expecting it to disappear beneath my touch due to the fact that I was touching it. To my astonishment, however, it continued to be substantial and real. It served as a practical reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond. Experimenting with various approaches in the hopes of uncovering the hidden realm that was concealed beneath the depths of the painting was something I did because I was determined to discover the secrets that the painting contained. Despite the fact that it was a laborious procedure, the truth started to become apparent with each brushstroke and each layer of paint that was removed. After weeks of laborious research, I was ultimately successful in discovering the concealed gateway that was located within the gateway. With apprehension, I crossed the barrier, not knowing what was waiting for me on the other side. I stepped past the threshold. I was taken aback when I discovered that I was standing on the precipice of a cliff, looking out over a landscape that was eerily similar to the one that was shown in the picture. However, there was something extraordinary and unearthly about this planet. It was a world that was unlike any other. Upon additional investigation, I came to the realization that I was not the only one. There were shadowy figures moving around, their shapes altering and twisting in ways that were beyond anyone's ability to comprehend. At that moment, I felt as though I had stumbled into a domain in which the natural laws did not hold any sway. It was a realm of pure imagination and possibilities. However, just as fast as I had entered this weird new realm, I discovered that my consciousness was being pulled in a direction that compelled me to come back to the real world. It was with a heavy heart that I retreated through the gateway, leaving behind the marvels that were contained within the hidden realm. I found myself back in the gallery as soon as I emerged from the painting, surrounded by the sights and sounds of the world that I was familiar with, having been there before. A transformation had occurred within me, and it was that I had caught a glimpse of a world that existed beyond the boundaries of my imagination. This experience had left an indelible stamp on my own being. For the second time, I went in search of Dr. Reed, ready to tell him about my unexpected discovery, but when I showed him the artwork, his eyes opened in surprise and he was stunned. He spoke the words, "That doorway," with a voice that was shaking with emotion. "It's gone." When I took a look at the picture, I noticed that the concealed gateway that had been there in the past was now nothing more than a gaping hole in the canvas. The portal appeared to have been removed from existence by an unseen power, as if it had never been there in the first place. When I was thinking about the ramifications of my finding, I couldn't help but wonder if I had indeed discovered a hidden realm that was beyond the bounds of the picture, or if it was all simply a trick of the mind. It's possible that there are some mysteries that are never going to be answered and that their secrets are destined to remain hidden in the shadows of the unknown for all of eternity. And so the mystery of the gateway continues to be a mystery, a tantalizing look into a world of mystery and wonder, a world that exists only in the realms of imagination.